separate meetings, but I need to see that after church. Turn your mic off, Lex. All right. We're in John chapter 11, beginning with verse 17 through verse 20 will be our text. New King James. So when Jesus came, he found that he had already been in the tomb 4 days. Now Bethany was near Jerusalem, about 2 miles away. Many of the Jews had joined the women around Martha and Mary to comfort them concerning their brother. Now Martha, as soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, went and met him. But Mary was sitting in the house.
All right.
I want to continue this thought on when God disappoints. When God disappoints. Prior to the last 2 weeks, I have been trying to convince you all of the attributes of God. God is gracious, God is merciful, God is loving kindness, God is omnipotent, God is omnipresent, etc. I have been trying to convince you of the attributes of God. One of the many attributes of God is this, that God is sovereign. God does whatever God decides that God wants to do. And there is nothing you can do, there is nobody you can tell on God. Sometimes God's choices are not what we desire. Sometimes God's answer to our prayer is a simple no. God's answer to our prayer sometimes is a not yet. But sometimes, regardless of what the answer is, sometimes we are disappointed by the choices that God makes. And so, while talking to you about the worship of God, even in disappointment, God is yet worthy. Hallelujah. Even in disappointment, God is yet worthy. Amen. And so I have been trying to explore this John 11 passage where Mary and Martha and Lazarus are people in the text. And these people in the text, Lazarus was sick. Jesus got the message. Jesus took his time. Lazarus died. And by the time Jesus got to Mary and Martha, Lazarus had been dead for 4 days. And so I've been trying to tell you all how to handle life when God disappoints. Because ultimately you cannot tell anybody on God. So I will not tell you all that every prayer you pray, God's going to respond to in the affirmative. And everybody you ask the Lord to heal, God's going to heal them in life. Some people God heals through death. It is a difficult thing, but at the same time, there is sweet relief in knowing that God knows what God is doing. So I've been trying to talk to you all, and so the main theme or the proposition or the sermon in a sentence for these series of sermons is remember the facts when in a faith crisis. That's all I've been trying to tell y'all for the last 3 weeks. Remember the facts when in a faith crisis. It is the attributes of God that you need to fall back on when life is not the way you want it to be. It is the isness of God that you need to rely on when what God does doesn't seem fair, doesn't seem right, and hurts your feelings or disappoints you. And so I've been trying to tell y'all this, and so I told you to remember the facts. And so the relevant question of the messages has simply been this: what should I recall? What were y'all here? Do I need to start over? I'll start over. Preach 45 minutes a point. I'll be here all day. All right? So the relevant question has been, what should I recall? When I am in a crisis, yes, sir, what should I recall about God? And so, first of all, I told you that regardless to the crisis, Christ's purposes remain. Well, y'all weren't here on this side, huh? Christ's purposes remain. So no matter what's going on, whatever God decides, God still has purpose. My. Everything that God does within God's purposes. Nothing that happens to me happens outside of the purposes of God. And we know that God causes all things to work together for good to those who love the Lord, to those who are called according to His purpose. What is His purpose? For whom He did foreknow, He did also predestinate to be conformed to the image of His Son. In other words, everything that I see, everything that I experience, everything that I endure is designed for God to mold me and make me to look like Jesus. I wish somebody who had their mask on would look at somebody else and tell them, just please excuse the dust. I'm under construction. Lord, have mercy. I may not look much like Jesus now, but I'm under construction. Excuse the dust. Watch your step, because there's been some mopping going on in my life, and where you walk may be slippery, but there is a purpose behind my pain. There is a purpose behind my disappointment, because Christ's purposes remain.
That's right.
So some kind of way, I'm going to look like Jesus. That's the first thing I told you to recall. Second thing I told you last week to recall was that Christ's preeminence remains. Lord have mercy. In other words, ain't nobody like Jesus. He is the only begotten of the Father. Lord have mercy. There is no one that can replace Jesus. There is no one like Jesus. Jesus stands over and above all of us. I don't care how good of a saint your grandmother was or is. Her prayers ain't no good without the help of Jesus Christ. It is. And so now, let me close by saying to you all that Lazarus got out of the grave. Because God has power. And I don't know what you are dealing with. And I don't know what you are confronting. But understand that God has the power to turn he called my name. You know what I do now? I call his name. Do I have a witness in here? Because he called my name, I can call his name. There's power. Yes, sir. Oh, there's power in the name of Jesus. Is there anybody here know there's power in his name? Have you ever called his name? Won't he come to your rescue? Won't he show up for the showdown? And when he shows up for the showdown, he'll show out. Is there anybody here? That's your prayer. Show out, Jesus. Show out on that co-worker that I want to cuss out. Show out, Jesus. Show out on that family member that I want to beat up. Show out, Jesus. Show out on that boss that I want to go in and knock upside the head. Show out, Jesus. Show out on me. I don't live like I ought to live. I don't love like I ought to love. I don't give like I ought to give. Show out. Hallelujah. Won't he show out? I said, won't he show out? That problem that I had, I just couldn't seem to solve. I tried and I tried, but I just got people involved. I gave it over to Jesus. I gave it over to Jesus. I stopped worrying about it. I got it. Oh, I wish I would get happy with me. I got it. Over to the Lord. He worked it out. Won't he work it out? I said, won't he work it out? I said, won't he work it out? I said, won't he work it out? Don't fool me this morning. Have you tried the Lord? Won't he work it out? So long now, y'all. We got to say farewell. But before I leave you, pull your mask up over your nose and encourage somebody and tell them, God may not have worked it out yet, but tell them, neighbor, God is working it out. God is working it out. God is. Oh, shucks. God is working it out. Is there Excuse me.